And here is the second act of the Screen Directors Playhouse presentation of The Damned Don't Cry, starring Joan Crawford and Frank Lovejoy.
Have you got a cigarette, Mr. Fowler?
Yeah, sure. Here.
Thank you.
Well, continue with your story, Mrs. Forbes.
My story. The small-town girl who wanted to make good in the big city. The small-town girl who was only interested in big fish. Well, when Marty finished looking over Grady's books, the next thing that happened was that the meal was on the house and he'd been offered a job as accountant for Grady. Then we were walking home. You're a genius, Marty. $100 extra a week. Your chicken salad days are over. And this isn't the only job waiting for us. Grady has plenty of friends. And I'll bet they got tax problems sticking out all over them.
Well, I certainly appreciate what you've done for me, Miss Whitehead, but...
First thing you do is to learn to call me Ethel.
Yes, I'd like to, Ethel.
Now, go ahead. You appreciate it, but what?
Well, I'm not really sure I should accept the job. Tuttle and Wagner might not approve of it.
Why not? It's on your own time. What you do a few nights a week is your business, isn't it?
Yes, but I feel I owe them at least an explanation.
All you owe them is what they pay you for. And for what they pay you, you can take a few days off.
Well, I know it isn't much, but...
Did they ever tell you not to take an outside job?
No, but...
All right, then you be snooty, too. Don't tell them.
All right. I'll take it on one condition, and that's that you share it with me. The fee, I mean.
Why, I wouldn't think of it. You mean like a percentage?
Why not? I guess you could use the money as well as I can. I wouldn't feel right otherwise.
Well, I wouldn't want you to do anything you thought was wrong.
Good, then it's settled. After all, you're responsible for this whole thing, Ethel. I wouldn't have had the nerve.
You don't need it, Marty. I got enough for both of us. Hi, Marty. I thought you were working tonight.
I am, but even night workers have to eat.
Now you're getting smart.
I was hoping I could have dinner with you.
Oh, I can't. I have a date.
Out-of-town buyer?
Yeah. What about tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night I'm busy. Grady has a new account for me.
Another one? That's wonderful. That makes 4 of them. If you're not careful, Marty, you're going to wind up a rich man.
Just makes it tougher to see you.
I wish you'd called earlier.
I didn't know earlier.
Here, zip me up, will you?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was working, and all at once I just felt I had to see you. Couldn't you break that date tonight?
I'd love to, Marty, but it's impossible. He's a big chain store buyer, one of our most important customers.
But it's been such a long time.
Well, if it isn't my old friend Grady.
Hello, Ethel.
Sorry, I'm going to have to rush out on you.
Oh, this isn't a social call. I just came to pick up Marty. We're going to a meeting.
But I'm due back in Malloy's tonight.
Malloy will be there, too.
What kind of meeting?
Business, big business. Like an invitation to the White House from the Prexy himself. Coming, Marty?
Sure, he's coming. Hey, Marty, if you'd like, I'll come with you.
Wait a minute, Ethel. George didn't tell me to bring you.
This George. Did he tell you not to bring me?
Why should he? He doesn't even know you're alive.
All right, let's prove to him I am.
What about your date?
Where your interests are concerned, Marty, my date can go to the movies.
Thanks, Ethel.
Oh, but George wants to see Marty, not you.
All right, we'll leave it up to Marty. If he wants me, I'll come. If not...
I'd like to have her along, Grady.
Oh, the White House should look like this. What's George president of? A diamond mine?
That statue over here, Ethel, is an Etruscan.
A what?
An Etruscan refers to an early art period. Etruria was an ancient country with a highly developed civilization located in what is now known as Italy.
This is Marty Blackford, George Castleman.
I've heard a great deal about you, Mr. Blackford.
Oh, I hope it's been favorable.
If it weren't, you wouldn't be here.
And this is Miss Whitehead.
How do you do?
How do you do? I don't think I've heard anything about you, Miss Whitehead.
Oh?
Ethel's Marty's friend. He doesn't go anywhere without her.
I wonder if Marty's friend would release him long enough for a very short business session.
So long as it's short and he's in good company.
Grady, would you take Marty into the library and introduce him to the gentleman there?
Oh, sure thing. Let's go, Marty.
Miss Whitehead, I must say I admire your choice of friends.
I like men with brains.
It's a quality that isn't offensive in women, either. Did I get your drink?
No, thanks.
I hope you'll be able to amuse yourself while Mr. Blackfoot and I are in the library.
I'll try to find something.
I wish I knew what to suggest.
You might invite me into the library.
There's one thing I never do in the presence of women. Discuss business.
That should leave you plenty of room for other interests.
I have no other interests. Even my wife understands that.
What happened? What happened in the library, Marty?
Oh, Mr. Castleman offered me a job. Secretary of the Treasury. Grady and the others are just little outposts in an empire. They have everything in the empire except a good accounting system.
And they want you to give it to them.
Yes. Castleman's going to open up a suite of offices with my name on the door. I'm going to run the whole show.
Oh, Marty, that's wonderful.
But it's more than just a bookkeeping office. It's a front. Front for the biggest wire service in the country.
I knew it. I knew you'd come through. Because you got brains. I knew it the first time I talked to you. Now Castleman knows it, too.
You haven't heard a word I said. It's to be a wire service for bookmaking, betting. Wires to every racetrack and sports arena in the country.
So what?
So what? It's illegal. It's against the law. As long as there's a wire service in the back and I know about it, I'm an accessory after the fact. They can throw you in the penitentiary for that.
What did you tell Castleman?
Nothing. He never gave me a chance. He just told me what I was going to do.
What are you going to do?
What do you think? I'm going to get out fast.
Are you crazy? You can't get out now. I won't let you.
You mean you want me to be like them, a criminal?
You bet I want you to be like them, smart. Look, nothing's going to happen to you. Castleman won't let it.
You don't understand, Ethel. This is a syndicate of organized crime. It's not just betting and gambling, but narcotics. Every kind of vice and corruption you can think of.
I don't want to think about it. And you don't have to think about it either. You'll be an accountant, just like you always have been.
There's such a thing as self-respect.
Self-respect? That's something you tell yourself you got when you got nothing else. Where's the self-respect in living on chicken salad sandwiches? In being afraid to blow your nose because Tuttle and Wagner don't like the noise?
At least it's decent.
And what good is that? Can you pay the rent with it? Can you live like George Castleman? Have a butler call you sir and light your fire?
Having a butler light a fire has never been one of my ambitions.
And what is your ambition? A hole in the wall stuffed with decency and self-respect? Look, Marty, the only thing that counts is the stuff you can take down to the bank. Oh, I know how you feel. You're a nice guy. But it's not a nice guy's world. If you don't kick and punch and belch your way up, nobody's going to give you a lift. We've got to do it ourselves, because nobody cares about us, except us.
Ethel, you think it's right for me to take it?
I'm not saying it's right. I'm only saying if you don't, what happens? You go back to Tuttle and Wagner and wait for your pension. And I go back to waiting for the out-of-town buyers. And that new house for your mother, that goes on the waiting list, too. Is that what you want?
You know it isn't.
And there's no other way. Not for us.
If I could only be sure it was for us.
What do you think I've been talking about? Kiss me, darling. Kiss me.